Kai had always loved exploring the unknown. From a young age, he felt a strange pull toward the skies and the mysteries of the universe. On this morning, he walked through the dense forest near his small village. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating patterns on the ground. Birds sang softly, and the air smelled fresh with damp earth. He carried a small scanner, hoping to detect any unusual energy patterns. Lately, reports of strange lights in this area had reached his village, and his curiosity would not allow him to ignore them. As he reached a clearing, the air suddenly felt different. It grew warmer and quieter, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. The scanner in his hand began to beep rapidly, lights flashing red. Kai's heart raced. He looked around, trying to see what could be causing the readings, but the trees swayed gently, showing nothing unusual. Then, from above, a brilliant beam of light shot down, surrounding him completely. Before he could react, his feet lifted from the ground. Panic surged through him as he tried to call out, but no sound came. Within seconds, he was floating upward, higher and higher, leaving the forest far below. When the light finally released him, Kai found himself inside a massive chamber. The walls glowed softly in pastel tones, and intricate patterns moved like liquid across their surfaces. The air was warm and clean, carrying a faint sweet scent he could not identify. Towering windows showed stars he had never seen before, galaxies swirling in colors that seemed unreal. He took a step forward, amazed and fearful. Then he noticed them. The alien women moved gracefully across the room. They were taller than humans, with long limbs and soft, elegant features. Their skin shone in gentle shades, smooth and perfect, reflecting the soft light around them. Each one had a calm presence, their eyes holding intelligence and kindness. Kai felt nervous, but strangely, he did not feel any immediate threat. One of the aliens stepped forward. Her name, as she introduced herself in a melodic voice, was Lyra. She spoke in their language at first, but then a device translated her words into Kai's tongue. "You are safe here," she said. "Do not be afraid. You have been brought to learn and understand." Kai struggled to find words. Why am I here?" he asked, his voice trembling slightly. Lyra's expression softened. "Your world sends curiosity into the universe. You are different. We need to share knowledge and culture. You will stay with us for a time. You will see our ways and learn our stories." As she spoke, other alien women approached, observing him with gentle curiosity. None made any sudden movements. They seemed more interested in understanding him than in threatening him. Kai noticed that their clothing was simple but elegant, made of soft fabrics that shifted color slightly with every movement. The ship itself was enormous. Kai walked with Lyra through corridors that seemed to stretch endlessly, each filled with soft lights and floating panels displaying unknown symbols. Machines hummed quietly, performing tasks he could not begin to understand. Despite his fear, Kai could not help feeling awe. This place was more advanced than anything he had seen on Earth. They arrived in a chamber where several other humans were already present. They had been brought from different parts of the world, each looking nervous and unsure. Some tried to speak to one another, but most stayed silent, taking in the strange surroundings. Lyra introduced each of the humans, explaining that they were all here to learn and share in experiences that could help both their worlds. Kai spent hours talking to Lyra. She explained that their society valued strength, wisdom, and harmony. They lived in a community where everyone contributed according to their talents. The aliens used tournaments to identify leaders and decision makers, not for war, but to understand skills and judgment. Kai listened carefully, fascinated. He had expected fear or danger, but instead, he found intelligence, curiosity, and peace. As the day passed, Kai explored more of the ship with Lyra. He saw gardens filled with glowing plants that seemed alive in ways he could not explain. Water flowed upward in fountains that defied gravity. Everywhere he looked, there was beauty and order, a careful balance of technology and nature. He began to feel less afraid, replaced by a growing excitement. When night came, Kai was shown a room for sleeping. Soft walls adjusted to comfort his body, and gentle lights mimicked the calm of a sunset. Lying down, he thought about the strange events of the day. He had been taken from his home, but he had also been given a chance to see something beyond human understanding. With a mix of nervousness and wonder, he drifted into sleep, knowing that tomorrow would bring new discoveries. Kai did not yet know what challenges awaited him, but he felt a spark of hope. Perhaps this was the start of something extraordinary, something that would change not only his life but the understanding between worlds forever. The morning light in the alien ship felt different from anything Kai had ever known. Soft colors filled the room, changing slowly as if the walls themselves were alive. Kai stepped out of the sleeping chamber, feeling both nervous and excited. He knew today would bring new lessons about this world and its people. Lyra met him at the entrance of the corridor. Her calm presence made Kai feel more confident. "Today," she said, "you will begin to understand our ways. It will be a learning journey. You must observe carefully, for knowledge comes from watching and listening." They walked through long halls lined with panels that displayed symbols, colors, and moving images. Each panel seemed to teach something different: mathematics, history, science, and philosophy. Kai realized that this society had a way of combining learning and living in ways humans had never thought of. Lyra led him to a large chamber where a group of alien women gathered. They were practicing movements Kai could barely understand. Some moved quickly, leaping and spinning with strength and precision. Others solved complex patterns and puzzles that appeared on floating screens. Kai watched, fascinated. Every action seemed purposeful, as if each woman was both learning and teaching at the same time. "These are our tournaments," Lyra explained. "They are not for fighting or harm. They are tests of skill, wisdom, and teamwork. They help us understand each other, build respect, and discover who is ready for leadership or special responsibilities." Kai felt surprised. On Earth, competitions often led to conflict or jealousy. Here, they seemed to create trust and admiration. He asked Lyra how participants were chosen. She smiled. "Every adult is welcome. Some join for learning, some for recognition. All who participate help our community grow stronger." As they continued walking, Kai noticed small gardens inside the ship. Plants floated gently in the air, glowing softly. Lyra explained that these gardens were not only beautiful but also part of learning. Each plant reacted to the care and attention given by the aliens. It taught patience, observation, and responsibility. Kai gently touched a floating flower. Its petals shifted and shimmered in response. He felt a quiet sense of wonder. Later, Lyra introduced Kai to a library filled with floating books and screens. Knowledge here was stored not only in words but in interactive experiences. Kai could walk through simulations of alien history, explore galaxies, and even see how alien technologies worked. He realized that learning in this world was not limited to reading; it was about experiencing life fully and understanding its patterns. Kai also met other humans who had been brought aboard. Each shared their stories, their fears, and their curiosity. Some had been here for weeks, others for months. They spoke of the alien tournaments and how watching them had changed their understanding of strength and intelligence. Kai listened carefully, feeling both nervous and eager. He wanted to understand more, to be part of this world without losing himself. During the afternoon, Lyra invited Kai to watch a practice round of the tournament. Women worked in teams to solve complex tasks. One task required building a structure that could withstand shifting forces. Another involved guiding a floating sphere through a maze using only mental focus and subtle gestures. Kai was amazed at their skill. Every woman worked with calm focus and cooperation. It was clear that these challenges taught more than physical strength, they tested creativity, patience, and empathy. Kai could not help but ask questions. "Do these tournaments ever fail?" he asked. Lyra smiled gently. "Failure is only part of learning. We do not celebrate winning over others. We celebrate understanding, improvement, and helping each other grow. Every attempt, every mistake, teaches something valuable." By evening, Kai felt a sense of calm. The fear from the first day had eased. He realized that these aliens were not just advanced in technology, they were advanced in thought and culture. Their world valued cooperation, respect, and wisdom above all. Watching them work together inspired him. Before resting, Lyra took Kai to a quiet observation deck. From there, he could see the vastness of space. Stars stretched endlessly, and distant galaxies shimmered like jewels. Lyra explained how their society navigated the stars, not for conquest but for discovery and friendship. Kai felt a mix of awe and hope. He thought about Earth and the possibilities of learning from these beings. That night, as Kai lay in his chamber, he reflected on what he had seen. The alien women were unlike anyone he had met. They were strong, intelligent, and kind. They taught without harshness, guided without force. He realized that this experience could change him forever. He felt a new determination to learn, to understand, and to respect this world that had welcomed him so openly. Kai closed his eyes, imagining the challenges and lessons ahead. He did not yet know what the tournaments would reveal or what roles he might play, but he was ready. For the first time, he felt that being taken from Earth might not be a punishment. It could be the beginning of something extraordinary, a journey that would teach him more than he had ever imagined. The next morning, Kai awoke to a soft, golden light filtering through the walls of his chamber. Today felt different. There was an energy in the air, a sense of anticipation that he could almost touch. Lyra was waiting outside. Her eyes held a quiet excitement as she gestured for him to follow. They walked through the long corridors of the ship until they reached a large, open chamber. Hundreds of alien women had gathered, forming circles and small groups. The air hummed with quiet conversations and the movement of bodies preparing for something important. Lyra guided Kai to a small observation platform where he could see everything without being in the way. A tall alien with silver-colored skin and a commanding presence stepped into the center of the room. Her voice rang out, calm but strong, reaching every corner of the chamber. "Today," she said, "we announce the great tournament. This event celebrates skill, wisdom, and cooperation. Every participant will demonstrate abilities that honor our culture. The results will guide future responsibilities and roles within our community." Kai listened closely, trying to understand. He had already seen the practice rounds and training sessions, but this felt more serious. The women around him began to cheer softly, not in excitement or competition, but as a sign of respect for the upcoming event. Lyra leaned toward him and explained, "The tournament is not about defeating others. It is about growth, learning, and showing what you can offer to the community. Winning does not make one better than anyone else. It shows readiness to take on responsibilities that benefit all. Kai nodded slowly, beginning to see the difference between human competitions and this alien tradition. He watched as the first challenge was announced. It would test intelligence and problem solving. Floating holographic puzzles appeared in the center of the chamber. Each puzzle moved and changed form, reacting to the participants' touch and thought. Women approached the puzzles carefully, examining every angle before acting. Some worked together, discussing strategies quietly. Others moved alone, focused and deliberate. Kai marveled at their skill. He could see that every movement, every decision, carried weight. The women were not just solving puzzles, they were learning about themselves and each other. As the day progressed, the challenges became more physical. Obstacles rose from the floor, requiring strength, balance, and coordination. Kai watched as women leaped over barriers, swung across gaps, and navigated floating platforms. Despite the difficulty, there was no aggression or frustration. Every participant encouraged others, offering advice and support when needed. Kai noticed that some humans who had been aboard longer were observing closely. They whispered among themselves, amazed at the differences in culture and behavior. One of them said, "It is not just a tournament. It is a lesson in life and cooperation." Kai agreed silently, realizing that he had never seen anything like this on Earth. Between challenges, Lyra explained more about the rules. "Every participant has a guide," she said. "You, Kai, will observe and learn. You are not competing, but your understanding is important. How you see their actions will influence your role and the connections you build." Kai felt both honored and nervous. He was here to learn, but he also understood that the tournament would show him the depth of the alien culture. He wondered what it would be like when the final challenge arrived. As the final hour of the day approached, the leader spoke again. "Tomorrow, we will begin the teamwork challenges. Participants must work together to achieve goals that cannot be completed alone. These tasks will show unity, trust, and empathy. Observers will see how our society functions and how individuals contribute to the whole." Kai felt a growing sense of respect. He realized that the tournament was not just about the women, it was about the community, the values, and the connection between every member of the society. He thought about Earth and the conflicts he had witnessed among humans. Here, competition brought people closer instead of pushing them apart. After the announcement, Lyra guided Kai back to his chamber. On the way, he asked, "Do you ever feel pressure during the tournament?" Lyra smiled softly. "Pressure exists, but it is not fear. It is focus. We do not fear failure. We respect the process, learn from it, and grow. Every attempt teaches something. That is why we value participation above all." Kai reflected on her words as he settled into his room. He thought about the puzzles, the obstacles, and the cooperation he had seen. He felt a mixture of nervousness and excitement for what tomorrow would bring. He knew that observing the tournament closely would teach him more than he could imagine. As he lay down, he looked at the soft lights around him. The ship felt alive with purpose, and he realized that he was part of something much bigger than himself. He closed his eyes, ready to face the lessons ahead and discover the true meaning of skill, wisdom, and cooperation in this alien world. The next day, Kai woke feeling both curious and nervous. Today, he would see more of the tournament preparations. Lyra met him in the corridor, her calm presence comforting him. "Today, you will watch closely," she said. "You will see how the participants train. Their skills are impressive, and their teamwork is extraordinary. They entered a large training hall. It was taller and wider than any building on Earth, filled with soft light and smooth floors that seemed to respond to movement. Women moved gracefully across the space, practicing skills Kai had only glimpsed before. Some lifted floating objects with their hands, others balanced on narrow beams above shifting platforms, and a few solved complex holographic puzzles that changed shape with every step. Kai's eyes widened as he watched. He had never seen anything like this. Each participant moved with purpose, combining strength, intelligence, and awareness. They worked together silently, helping each other when needed, without any signs of anger or rivalry. Lyra noticed his amazement and smiled. "Our training is not about defeating others," she explained. "It is about improving ourselves and learning to help one another. Every movement teaches patience, every puzzle teaches observation, and every challenge teaches respect." Kai followed Lyra as she introduced him to several participants. One was a tall woman named Talai, whose focus was intense but kind. Another was Myra, who laughed softly while solving a puzzle and encouraged others to try new approaches. Each woman seemed different, yet all shared the same calm confidence. Kai felt inspired by their dedication. As the morning passed, Kai watched a team exercise. Women had to carry floating spheres through a shifting obstacle course. Each sphere reacted to attention and touch, requiring precise timing and coordination. Some tried to rush and failed, while others worked slowly and carefully, helping each other when a sphere wobbled. The exercise tested focus, patience, and communication. Kai realized that teamwork here was unlike anything he had seen. There was no shouting, no criticism, no fear of mistakes. Instead, there was trust. Every participant supported the other, knowing that success depended on cooperation. He could feel the energy of the room, a combination of determination, respect, and calm focus. During a break, Kai walked with Lyra through a quiet garden inside the ship. Floating flowers glided gently above small streams, and soft lights changed color with the rhythm of the water. "The garden is part of our training," Lyra said. "It teaches care and observation. Just as we nurture the plants, we nurture ourselves and each other. Every lesson in the garden applies to the challenges in the tournament." Kai touched one of the floating flowers. Its petals shifted in response to his hand, gentle and precise. He felt a connection to this world growing stronger with each moment. Lyra's words made sense. Every part of life on the ship was designed to teach something valuable, to help the participants grow. Later, they returned to the training hall for the final exercise of the day. Women were divided into small teams, each facing a complex task that combined physical agility, problem solving, and communication. Kai observed carefully. Some teams struggled at first, but they never gave up. They adjusted their strategies, shared ideas, and encouraged one another. By the end, every team completed the task successfully. The hall filled with soft applause and smiles. Kai was amazed. He had never seen competition handled like this. On Earth, challenges often caused stress, jealousy, or fear. Here, challenges brought people together, creating bonds that were strong and trusting. He felt a quiet admiration for the alien women and their culture. As the day ended, Kai helped Lyra guide the participants to the observation deck, where they could rest and reflect. Stars stretched endlessly outside, distant galaxies sparkling like gems. Kai looked at the vast universe and felt a sense of awe. These women were not only skilled and intelligent, they were connected to the universe in ways he had never imagined. Lyra turned to him. "You have observed well today," she said. "Tomorrow, you will see how understanding others helps you grow. The tournament is more than skill, it is about learning to respect and care for everyone around you. Kai nodded. He realized that he was learning more than just alien skills. He was learning patience, cooperation, and understanding. He thought about Earth and how humans could benefit from these lessons. Perhaps the future of his world could be different if people learned to respect each other in this way. Before resting, Kai spent a few quiet moments with Lyra. They talked about their worlds, shared stories, and laughed softly. Kai felt a bond forming, one built on trust, curiosity, and mutual respect. He knew that this friendship would help him navigate the challenges ahead. That night, as Kai lay in his chamber, he reflected on the lessons of the day. The training had been intense, but he felt stronger in understanding and spirit. He realized that the tournament was not just a series of challenges, it was a journey of growth, learning, and connection. He closed his eyes, ready to face the next day, eager to see how the participants would continue to amaze him and what lessons he would learn from their strength, wisdom, and teamwork. The morning on the ship began like any other, with soft lights filling the corridors and the air carrying a gentle hum. Kai walked beside Lyra as they moved toward the training hall. He felt confident in his understanding of the ship and its culture, but he also sensed that today might bring something new. Before they could reach the hall, the soft hum of the ship changed. Machines began to vibrate, and panels flashed red. A low alarm sounded, echoing through the corridors. The alien women stopped their movements, eyes wide but calm. Kai's heart raced as he tried to understand what was happening. Lyra placed a hand gently on his shoulder. "Do not panic," she said. "This is a challenge, one we must face together. Observe carefully, and help if you can." The leader of the ship appeared on a raised platform. Her voice was clear and steady. "A malfunction has occurred in the outer control systems. The rogue AI threatens the safety of the ship. All teams must respond immediately. Cooperation and intelligence are required to restore stability." Kai watched as the alien women moved quickly but without fear. They divided into teams, each taking responsibility for specific tasks. Some monitored the systems, identifying the problem areas. Others worked on repairing damaged circuits. Every movement was precise, purposeful, and coordinated. Kai realized that the skills learned in the tournaments were not just exercises, they were practical abilities that could save lives. The puzzles, obstacles, and teamwork drills had prepared these women for moments like this. Their focus and cooperation were impressive, and Kai felt both awe and hope. Lyra guided him to a control panel. "Your knowledge of human systems may help," she said. "Watch, learn, and assist where possible." Kai approached the panel, noticing symbols and functions that resembled human technology, but far more advanced. He used his understanding of logic and patterns to identify anomalies in the system. Lyra and her team incorporated his observations into their repairs. Together, they adjusted sequences, rerouted power, and stabilized the AI's behavior. As the crisis continued, Kai observed the strength and intelligence of the alien women more closely. Talai and Myra, whom he had met during training, coordinated teams with calm authority. Each decision was made with consideration, ensuring safety and efficiency. Kai could see that leadership here was earned through skill and wisdom, not force or fear. Hours passed, yet the ship's occupants remained focused. No one panicked, and no one gave up. Kai felt inspired by their dedication. He had never witnessed such unity on Earth. The alien women worked as one, respecting each other's abilities and supporting everyone involved. Finally, after careful adjustments and coordinated effort, the rogue AI was stabilized. Lights returned to normal, and the soft hum of the ship resumed. The women exhaled quietly, their calm confidence returning. Kai felt a wave of relief and admiration. He realized that the training and tournaments were not just for growth, they were essential to the survival of the ship and its people. The leader addressed the gathered group. You have all shown courage, intelligence, and teamwork. The challenges of today remind us that every lesson learned, every skill practiced, is valuable. We honor your effort and unity. Kai looked around at the faces of the alien women. There was no exhaustion in their expressions, only satisfaction and pride. He felt a new respect for their culture and for Lyra, who had guided him through every step with patience and clarity. After the crisis, Lyra took Kai to the observation deck. Stars stretched endlessly outside, calm and eternal. You have seen the true meaning of our tournaments, she said. They are not only tests of skill. They are preparation for the unexpected, for moments when cooperation and wisdom can save lives. Today, you witnessed their purpose. Kai nodded, reflecting on everything he had seen. The tournaments were more than games or challenges, they were a way of life, teaching every participant the value of intelligence, teamwork, and courage. He thought about Earth and how humans often struggled with cooperation. Perhaps, he considered, there was much to learn from this society. That evening, Kai joined Lyra and other participants for a quiet reflection session. They shared thoughts about the day, discussing what they had learned and how they could improve. Kai spoke of his admiration for their focus and unity. The women listened respectfully, valuing his observations as well. As he rested in his chamber later, Kai felt a deep sense of purpose. He understood now that being taken from Earth was not just an adventure, it was an opportunity to grow, to witness greatness, and to learn from a society that valued intelligence, skill, and compassion above all. He closed his eyes, ready to face the next day and the new challenges the tournament would bring, knowing that he was part of something extraordinary. The day of the final tournament arrived, and the ship was filled with quiet anticipation. Kai walked beside Lyra as they approached the grand chamber where the last challenges would take place. The chamber was enormous, its walls shimmering with soft colors that changed with every movement of the participants. Floating platforms, holographic displays, and intricate devices filled the space. This was the moment that would decide who demonstrated the greatest skill, wisdom, and teamwork. Lyra placed a hand gently on Kai's arm. Remember, she said, the final challenge is not only about strength. It tests intelligence, understanding, and compassion. Observe carefully, and you will learn the most important lessons. Kai nodded, his heart beating fast. He had seen the participants train, solve puzzles, and work together, but the final challenge was different. The leader of the ship stepped forward, her voice calm but strong. Today, we honor all participants. Every attempt has value. The final challenge will reveal not only skill but character. Work together, think carefully, and show respect to one another. The first task involved navigating a complex maze suspended above the chamber floor. The maze shifted continuously, its walls and platforms moving in unpredictable patterns. Each participant had to reach a central point while collecting floating orbs that represented knowledge, focus, and wisdom. Kai watched as the women moved gracefully, timing their jumps and adjusting to the moving platforms. Talai and Myra demonstrated impressive skill, moving with precision and helping others when they stumbled. Yet Kai noticed someone else standing out, Lyra. She moved carefully, observing the maze before acting, guiding others quietly with gestures and advice. She balanced speed with thoughtfulness, ensuring that no one was left behind. Kai felt a surge of admiration for her intelligence and calm leadership. The next task required teamwork. Participants had to construct a floating bridge using energy panels. The panels responded only to coordinated touch and careful placement. Teams worked together, discussing strategy and adjusting constantly. Kai noticed that Lyra's team communicated without words, understanding each other's intentions. When a panel wobbled, she guided a teammate to steady it. The bridge slowly took shape, elegant and strong, a symbol of cooperation and trust. The final challenge tested empathy and judgment. Participants were presented with holographic scenarios requiring careful decisions that would affect the outcome for the group. One scenario involved guiding lost energy spheres to safety without causing others to fall. Another required balancing resources to ensure every participant succeeded. Kai watched closely as Lyra analyzed each situation, considering the impact of her choices on everyone involved. She never acted selfishly, her decisions reflected both intelligence and care. As the challenges concluded, the leader addressed the group. The final results honor all participants, but one has demonstrated exceptional skill, wisdom, and empathy. This participant is ready to guide and support our community in special responsibilities. Their actions inspire and uplift all around them. Kai's heart raced as the leader paused. Lyra has achieved this honor. A gentle cheer spread through the chamber. Lyra's expression remained calm but proud. She stepped forward, acknowledging the respect of her peers with a graceful bow. Kai felt a mix of pride and admiration. He had seen her wisdom and skill firsthand, and he knew this recognition was well earned. After the tournament, Kai joined Lyra in a quiet chamber. "You were amazing," he said softly. "I watched every move, and I could see your care for everyone. You earned this." Lyra smiled gently. "Thank you, Kai. The tournament is not about winning. It is about understanding, helping, and learning from one another. Every participant has grown, and that is the true purpose." Kai reflected on everything he had witnessed. The final challenge had shown him the depth of the alien culture. Strength alone was not enough. Intelligence, empathy, and cooperation were equally important. The tournament was a celebration of these values, a way to honor growth and understanding rather than dominance. That evening, the participants gathered on the observation deck, overlooking the endless stars. The air was calm, and the soft hum of the ship filled the space. Kai looked at Lyra, feeling respect and admiration. She had not only guided others but also inspired him to see beyond fear and limitation. Lyra spoke softly, "Tomorrow, we will begin a new chapter. The tournament is complete, but learning and growth continue. You have observed closely, Kai. You now understand our values and our ways. Let this guide you in the days ahead." Kai nodded, feeling a sense of purpose he had never known before. He realized that being part of this world, even as an observer, was changing him. He had seen courage, intelligence, and kindness in ways he had never imagined. He felt ready for whatever challenges might come next, eager to continue learning and growing with the aliens who had welcomed him so openly. As he rested that night, Kai thought about the journey ahead. The final challenge had ended, but the lessons would remain. He closed his eyes, knowing that he was part of something extraordinary, a story of growth, understanding, and hope that spanned worlds and stars.